Welcome back to VTU e-Shikshana program on computer aided engineering drawing. We are working on module 2, that is projection of solids. We have covered so far the prisms of triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon, etc. Now I will take up rectangular prism. It's a typical in nature since we have two types of sides, longer sides and base sides. Based on that, you will give some tricky wordings so that you can catch easily. I will explain what exactly that problem is. Now, the problem is rectangular prism of 40 mm and 25 mm base and height 60 mm rests on HP such that the larger rectangular face is inclined at 30 degree to HP. Draw the projections when the edge on HP is inclined at 45 degree to VP. As you know, the rectangular prism has got two types of edges. One is longer side, base edge, and shorter edge. He never says it rests on longer side or shorter side. Which one we have to decide based on the requirement. See, he says, in particular, he says the larger rectangular face is inclined at 30 degree to HP. If I keep this solid with the longer base sides, then only you will get longer rectangular face. We have smaller rectangular face and larger rectangular face. Two smaller rectangular face, 1 and 2. Larger 1 and this is 2. So now the larger base side, longer base side 40 mm must be on ground. Then only if you tilt about that, you will get the longer rectangular face inclined at 30 degree to HP. That means the axis also assumes 30 degree to HP. Instead of giving axis inclined at 30 degree to HP, he has given the longer base sides inclined at 30 degree to HP. So the longer base side must be perpendicular to VP. So the edge to be placed on HP is always perpendicular to VP when you want to give inclination only to HP with the axis. So this is first position, second position. Now after second position, what is asked? Draw the projections when the edge on HP is inclined at 45 degree. You know very well that longer base side is on HP. Now longer base side is perpendicular. We have intentionally kept it like that for giving rotation and taking only inclination to HP. Now you rotate like this. Now top face is nearer to the observer, or you rotate like. By default, we do this. First position, second, third position. You can also do this, no problem. You can try that also. We will give information. Now I finally give first position, second position, third position. So let us work out this problem. You must be very careful regarding initial position. Initial position 40 is the edge to be placed on HP, that is longer base side, must be perpendicular to VP. So you must think twice before you keep it. Okay. Suppose that you keep smaller side perpendicular to it, then the smaller rectangular face is inclined at 30 degree to HP. So that type of problem also you may get, but act according to the requirement. Now let me take this as the top view. You can easily draw with the computer. Rectangle by 2 points. You fix this 25, then 40. Manually you can easily draw. You know very well how to draw the rectangle. So this is the top view of the arrangement. This is A, this is B, this one is C, this is D. Now how to get the axis? Axis, you note the axis is always center of the top face and center of the base. Line joining that gets you imaginary line, that is axis. So now how to identify that in top view? O1. Okay. Top center is O, base center is O1. Now project it onto the XY line, 60 mm, this is 40 and this is 60 mm. Okay. Now axis position, you must identify axis without fail, because all solids requires this axis reference. Now A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash. This is base points A1 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash and D1 dash in bracket. Okay. Now O1 dash, O dash. This is how you identify. Then keep the front view dark. It's a typical problem wherein the larger rectangular face is inclined at 30 degree to HP. It is as good as giving axis inclined at 30 degree to HP. If this is inclined at 30 degree, this also assumes 30 degree. Now dimensioning, as usual, you keep the dimensioning. This is 60, this one is 40, this is 25. So this is first position, top. Now just observe, I have left this. This must be in dark line. Normally we miss this line. Yes, this is base projection, this top face projection. Please review once what exactly you have done. Review. We have completed the all edges of the top face, because that is true shape of the cross section. This front view is a rectangle, all sides are. Now what I have to do, even if I get axis inclination, I used to take this as a reference and rotate in the computer. Even manually you have to do it like that. Now let me take the value of 30 mm, 30 degree, with you leave sufficient space and then keep it. Say this is B1 dash, C1 dash. So I will repeat. First position, I am working for second position. Second position, what exactly you get? Only this rectangle you can see. This is B1, C1 and this is AD. A and B are visible, C and D are not visible, but I have to keep this first and then draw a line. Okay. So this is what the second figure, front view, 30 degree line. Draw 30 degree line. And that you fix the value. Now draw perpendiculars again. Draw two. Manually you have to do it. In computer it is move and rotate. That's all. Now have these distances. Only one distance you have to take and mark 4 points. I will take only this distance, mark 4 points. That's all. Now you try to join this. It is easy to draw. This is O dash. This is O1 dash. Join them. Okay. So as in the first figure front view, dark all the edges, required edges. Yes. Name it properly. A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, A1 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash, D1 dash. Okay. Now we are here. You have to complete the top view. So as usual, you draw the rightmost projector from the second figure front view and bottom line from this point projector. Then these are the projectors. You should not go beyond that. Then draw this. It's very easy. Then axis line. Then draw this. Fine. This is A1, B1, C1, D1, A, B, C, D. It is almost like square prism, but it has got the specific mentioning of larger surface. That's all. Now keep this visibility concept. Assume that I have drawn all with light lines. This is O1, O1, O. Now, if you are here, first method, easiest method is farthest point from you, farthest item from you. Which is the farthest item from you? B1, C1. So, B1, C1 is not visible. Okay. B1, C1 is not visible. Draw dotted line. That's all. Any number of lines connecting to this item are not visible. Let us analyze. Here, this particular line C1D, C1C, all these are connecting to B and C. Now, we have to recall that always boundary lines are dark. So, once boundary lines are dark and all remaining edges are dark here. So, because we don't have the edges which are inside the boundary, okay, or if you get confusion, best way is key surface method. See, this is very interesting to explain. I am here with the prism with top face light color, base dark color, yellow, then light green. First position. Second position. In second position, you can see only the light green surface, top face, the key surface 1, key surface 2. Forget the latter surface, key surface 1, key surface. You can see only the top key surface. So, dark that. That is the only criteria you need to complete this figure. Dark the key surface, visible key surface. First, I will repeat this. Dark visible key surface. Then, keep all boundary lines dark. Okay. That's all. Then, invisible key surface edges other than boundary line. See, invisible key surface is A, B, A1, B1, C1, D1. Already 3 lines are covered by the boundary line. Only 1 line left out. Yes, that is dotted. Fine. Now, no in between lines. That's all. That ends the job. Even in the farthest item method, the farthest item is C1, B1. Number of lines connecting to that are dotted, but all lines connecting to that are what? Boundary lines, except this. This is actually the top face. Like this you have to analyze. So, either you can mix the concept, otherwise you try to keep the key surface concept to do this. There is little confusion with the square and rectangle because these surfaces coincide each other. So, in this problem you will get clear idea. Okay, that is in finalizing the final front view you get clear idea. Now, what next? This is particularly referred to as the larger rectangular surface containing the edge on HP. This also larger rectangular surface, but these also inclined at 30 degree along with this and also axis. But you have to concentrate on this. Yes, B1 C1 is the edge on HP now. B1 C1 is the edge on HP. That is right now perpendicular to VP. I want this 45 degree to VP. That's all. So, like any other problem, you try to redraw this figure such that B1 C1 is inclined at 30 degree, 45 degree to VP. So, what we have to do is, by default always we take the base towards observer. So, this is the thing you do this job. That's all. Okay. Now, let me redraw. It's easy to redraw the figure. Okay. Okay. Assume that I am redrawing the figure rectangle. By this time, you will be familiar with redrawing manually. So, the computer we move and rotate. That's all. Now, take these distances. Keep overall figure and then this is the, that's all. It's very easy. Now keep this naming A1, B1, C1, D1, A, B, C, D. See that this particular line is inclined at 45 degree. This is what we are interested in. Okay. Now keep the axis also, midline, midpoint. This is O1, O. That's all. This is what I have written. So to get third figure top, you redraw second figure top view such that B1 C1 is on 45 degree line. So B1 C1 is on 45 degree line. That means true length and true inclination. This is true length. This is 40. This is also 40. This is also 40. So true length and true inclination. No question of beta here. Okay. Now, how to get the final top view, front view? You are looking from this direction. You are here, observer. It's very clear that the base is similar to the observer. So, first position, second position, third position. Base is visible. Yellow color base key surface is visible. Red color top face is away from the observer, is not visible. It's very clear. First, second position, third position. So, base is visible. That is the only criteria I need to complete the final front view. So, first let me draw the projection with light lines. Okay. Even if either use further point method, item method, or the keep surface method. Now, first let me keep the base surface. A is on this line, this is A dash, A1 dash, this is B1 dash on ground, C. So this is C actually, this is C1 dash, this one is D1 dash, this is A1 dash. Yeah, all 4 points I got. Highlight the points for your reference. Otherwise, instead of joining this, you will be joining. This is no man's land. Just you will get a different figure. Keep these lines, dot, light lines. Check twice. This is C dash, this is B dash, D dash and A dash with suffix 1. A1, B1, C1, D1 with suffix dash. Next, similarly you keep this. Sometimes all depends on the height. Sometimes these two are very closer, or this B1, C1 may come below A1, D1. Don't worry about it. Accordingly you do it. Depends on height you will get. Now keep CD. First line, CB, first line. This is C dash, this is B dash. Then we have this as D dash and this is A dash. Fine. Now join these. I use different color so that you can understand better. Two same size laminae are at some distance, 60 mm distance. This is projection of base laminae, this is projection of top laminae, top plane you can say. Now join DD1, AA1, CC1, BB1 in order. Systematically you must do. Then there is no question of any mistake you commit. Next, this is very interesting. You can use either farthest point method or the key surface method. Again, let me use this model. First position, second position, third position. See, here is nearest surface is this. See, here this point is the close to VP. That is farthest away, farthest item from observer. So that is not visible. Okay. Now analyze like this. This is not visible. Fine. Now whether to go ahead with the farthest item method or not, you can check easily. See, line joining this particular point, farthest item from you, are all are within the boundary. Definitely you can complete this problem within no time. How? See, this point is not visible, farthest item from you are not visible. Then the lines connecting to that point are these: D1, C1, C1, B1, CC1. That's all. Rest of the lines, items, are all edges are dark, completely dark. Yeah. Yes. You can check, cross check with the key surface method. This is the nearest key surface. Yes, base is visible. Okay. Then boundary line is dark. Yes. After that, invisible key surface edges other than boundary lines. These two are invisible. These two are boundary lines. Out of 4, 2 are already covered by the boundary lines. Then this is crossing line or invisible surface visible line, and these bends, invisible bends. This is visible bends or visible surface invisible line. You can cross check. It's very interesting to note that you can complete the solution without any mistake with the either the methods, but if there is any confusion, best method is key surface method. Now, identify the axis. This is O1 dash, this is O dash. That's all. Now, join them with particular convention, full line hyphen, full line hyphen. Okay, that is axis convention with 0.25 or 35 in computer. Here, medium line. We use H pencil, 2H and HB. HB for all the visible lines in drawing sheet. Even in casual work you can do, and the sketchbook also you can use. So this is the method you complete. Now, next item is if base is away from the observer, what happens? First position, second position, third position. Okay. The yellow color surface is not visible to you, that is base is not visible, only light color green surface is visible, top face. So, this one is visible and this is not visible. That we will discuss in the computer software. And also I have two more items to discuss in this. Axis inclined at 30 degree to HP and appears to be inclined at 45 degree to VP. Same solution holds good. How? See, I just mark this is 30, axis inclined at 30 degree, and geometrically this is 45 degree, and if they say axis inclined at 45 degree, then see what happens. See, you have to complete the axis reference. This particular line refers to the apparent length and apparent inclination. What is apparent inclination given? Here appears to be inclined at 45 degree. This is 45 degree. You can say instead of true length and true inclination, the base at them, I am concentrating on the axis. This is apparent angle, beta equal to 45 degree. Answer for this is available now. Suppose that if they say axis inclined at 30 degree to HP and 45 degree VP, you have to find beta because this is apparent length O1. Find beta and then place O1 on beta degree line. That's all. So next comes the top face nearer to the VP and base nearer to the VP. Already discussed. The same thing you will discuss this on the computer software. Let me take a problem on rectangular prism which I already discussed. There are 3 versions of the problem. All are giving same question type. First, let me take general question. A rectangular prism of 40 mm by 25 mm base and axis 60 mm long rests on HP, says that the longer rectangular surface is inclined at 30 degree to HP. Larger rectangular surface is inclined at 30 degree to HP. Draw the projections when the edge on HP is inclined at 40. Actually, this question never specifies which side of the base is on HP. We have to decide. Since he has given larger rectangular surface, as I explained earlier, we have 2 larger surface, 2 shorter surface, smaller surfaces. Okay. If you want to have larger surface, you must keep the longer base side, that is 40 mm on HP, and corresponding rectangular surface you will get as 40 by 60. 40 by 60 is the larger rectangular surface. 25 by 60 will be the smaller. 2 surfaces you get 25 60 and 2 surfaces you get 40 by 60. So one of the 40 by 60 must be taken into consideration, that should be inclined at 45 degree to 30 degree to HP. Fine. Now the side to be placed on HP is longer base side, that is 40 mm. Okay. Then that particular side on HP is inclined at 45 degree to HP. So second version is given clearly the longer base side on HP as one of its longer base. You need not worry about that. Automatically you will be keeping longer base side and then continue. That gets you the face containing the edge on HP is inclined 30 degree to HP. That means it never specifies larger rectangle surface or smaller like. This is a regular problem. Draw the projections when the edge on HP is inclined at 45 degree. Now straightforward and regular problem as we worked out for all the prisms and pyramids so far. He has given the axis being inclined at 30 degree to HP. Draw the projections when the edge on HP is inclined at 45 degree to HP. Again he says as one of its longer base sides on HP. He is also specified here. Here these two are no problem, but this one you have to think twice. Okay. So which type, base side to be placed on HP, that you have to decide. Definitely larger rectangle surface you want. So naturally this 40 by 60 will be the larger. So 40 will be one of the base side. So you have to keep it on HP. Now let me conclude this overall information for this particular problem. Whether the larger rectangle surface is inclined or axis inclined, we can assume that the axis inclined at 30 degree to HP and longer base side on HP, that we have discussed. Now the base edge on HP is inclined at 45 degree, that is actually longer base side. That's what we have decided. This is actually inclined to HP, so you make it perpendicular to HP, you get the top view as true shape of the cross section. So start from top view. Now here I have the pictorial view of rectangular prism. This is 25 and this one is 40 and height is 60. It is placed in first quadrant such that on HP such that this particular edge will be the edge on HP, and about that you rotate and get the inclination to the this surface by 30 degree to HP. Or even if they give it for axis, definitely you will be taking same surface and then work out. So this gets you clear idea about the initial position. Now same thing I have taken. You must be very careful. This must be the longer base side perpendicular to what? VP or XY line in the top view, because about that only you rotate, and B1 C1 will be on ground. Here I have mentioned base corners also just for clarification. Otherwise ABCD will do for you. Now the front view as such you project and get the top corners as ABCD. AB are visible, BC are not visible. Here also A1 B1 is visible, that is nearest to you, and C1 D1 are not visible, that is in bracket. Next what you have to do, you have to rotate by this line by 30 degree, so to HP. So what you have to do is move and rotate. That's what I did here. So you have to move and rotate here by 30 degree. See, this one is the larger rectangular surface. Okay. So that is, if you give this inclination 30 degree, axis also assumes same inclination. The third version of the problem is this only. Now after getting this, you try to draw the projections towards the second figure top view, complete second figure top view thin line. For that you must keep this manually, do it, and even this computer, we have to use alignment indicator and do it. Here we worked out and got the points. Okay, assume that we have taken all the points into consideration, base corners and the top corners, and keep it ready with light lines. Then the visibility concept. If you look from this direction, I am here. Which is the nearest surface? The top face. So top face visible, boundary line is completely dark, and this particular line is dotted because this is invisible surface. Other than boundary lines, remaining lines are dotted. That means only one line left out of 4. See, A1, B1, B1, C1, C1, D1 and D1, E1. Out of this, only B1, C1 is left, that is out of boundary line. That must be considered as the hidden line because base is not visible here. So invisible surface. Edges other than boundary lines are dotted. Yes. Then no crossing line and base because you have only the boundary and these two rectangles, that's all. So how to complete? Now let me use nearest surface, key surface method. The visible key surface is dark. All the edges of the visible key surface is dark. Since you are looking from this is the nearest key surface, top face. Then boundary lines are dark. Yes, completely boundary lines are dark. Then invisible surface edges other than boundary lines are dotted. C1, B1 is dotted. Yes, this one is dotted. See, this is dotted. Next comes the visibility concept. You must know clearly, imagination, and also these two methods. The farthest item from you is B1 C1. That also you can check. Farthest item from you is B1 C1. That is not visible. The number of lines joining that are not visible. However, the boundary lines are visible. Yes, boundary lines. You may ask me why this is visible, because that is not directly connecting to that. Okay, this is visible. Rest of the lines are visible. Only this line is invisible. All rest of the lines are visible. That is easier. Okay, which one is convenient to you? You do it and then cross check with the different method. One more method. Suppose that you use key surface method, then you follow the farthest item method and check. Okay, and also check with crossing line and bends if it is feasible. Now after doing this, he says base side, the base edge on HP, this one is perpendicular. Now I am going to give inclination to that by 45 degree, 45 degree to VP. So this one 45 degree to VP. So keep this, move and rotate such that B1 C1 is inclined at 45 degree to VP. It is XY line here. This is true length and true inclination, no change in angle, so the length, etc. So because this is 40, this is also 40, and you have redrawn, that's all. So this is 40. Now after you project, I am looking from this direction, you project all these things and you get this overall figure. Then which is the boundary for you? See, A1, B1, A1 dash, B dash, A dash, D dash, and D1 dash, C. This is the boundary. Okay, all inside are the edges which are to be decided. Dotted line or this dark line, visible or invisible. Now you, in this type of cases, see, farthest item from you is corner, top corner C. So C is not visible. Definitely you can see that the all lines which are joining that within the boundary. Okay, not on the boundary or different type. It's within the boundary. Definitely you can use the farthest item from you method and then work out very easily. See, this C is not visible because this is farthest item. Any number of lines connecting to that are not visible. That is C1C and BC, DC. All three lines are not visible. The rest of the lines completely visible. Yes. See, I have drawn all dark lines other than this. C1 and D1, DC and CV. So these are we can complete. Then project the axis and complete the solution. This is the final solution for that particular problem. Suppose that the base surface is nearer to the observer in this case. Suppose that if I have away from the observer, that is nearer to VP. So what happens? The base will not be available there. Available but not visible. Available but not visible. Yes. See, the same thing, base is nearer to the observer. I have made some arrangements to clarify this. See, this is the visible key surface because base is nearer to you. A1, B1, C1, D1 is visible. Okay, you can use this this one, fill command and do it. Okay, next, don't do it, but this is only for explanation purpose. Now, if the face is near to the observer, see, if the face is near to the observer. Earlier we had base near to the observer. Here face near to the observer. Then face is visible, base is not visible. Once you project all. Now I have the solution for you. Okay. Now the projected one is this. Then here this is invisible. This is visible. Okay. So since the face is towards observer, the face is visible and then boundary is visible. These two lines are dotted line and definitely this also dotted. Okay, so see, the farthest item from you is D1. Okay, base corner D1. D1 is not visible, and then corresponding lines joining that particular D1 is not visible. Rest of the lines are visible. Okay, so I have drawn all the lines. Then axis you complete. Okay, so this is how we can work out problem on rectangular prism with a specific information like larger rectangular surface is inclined at 30° to HP or 45°, whatever the angle given. So this is how we can complete, and I have shown the same thing with shading. Top face is nearer to you, definitely this particular face is visible. So with shading I have used this. See, you can see this and try to imagine and work out the problem. It's better to have imagination, but in this case, if you use key surface method, no imagination is required. Still, it's better to have imagination, but you can complete. The only criteria is visible surface, invisible surface, then boundary lines, then invisible surface it just dotted, other than boundary lines, then crossing line fence. So this is how you can complete. Then we will see some more problems on cone and cylinders, tetrahedron, cube. Tetrahedron actually limited case of triangular pyramid, and the cone cube is the limiting case of square prism. That we will try to work in further sessions.